Now, there was skepticism when little-known Thapelo Amad was elected Johannesburg mayor. His tenure since assuming the mayoral chains has proved to be a bit rocky. Missteps about the city's finances and the need to secure loans have seen critics question Ahmed's ability to run South Africa's economic hub. To discuss this further and other political matters, I'm joined by the Democratic Alliance Joburg caucus leader, Mpho Phalatse, who was replaced as mayor by Ahmed. Thank you so much for your time, Mpho. We do appreciate it. I'm just curious to know what your views are about what's currently happening in the city of Johannesburg, given that Thapelo Amad could possibly be facing a vote of no confidence very soon.
Heidi, it's heartbreaking to see what's happening in the city. It's only been a few months since our ousting at the end of January, but just the level of decline in just the quality of the type of city Johannesburg is, but also decline in service delivery. It's so evident in such a short space of time. There's been such a deterioration in all respects. And, you know, this is a long overdue move for us to actually table motions of no confidence. As you're aware, Action SA tabled a motion. The Democratic Alliance also tabled a motion against both, in fact, not the mayor, the speaker, and the chief whip, and all three of our motions have gone through programming. So hopefully we will see success on Tuesday.
Do you believe that, what you've just said kind of answers that, but do you believe that Thapelo Amad should be removed? Do you think he is not capable of being the city of Johannesburg's mayor, and why?
Definitely, he should be removed. On more than one occasion, he has demonstrated a complete lack of capacity for this type of role. Mayorship looks easy from a distance, but it's not an easy task. You need to prepare yourself for it. You need to demonstrate a track record of governance. It's not just about politics. It's also about a track record in administration. You need to have an understanding of basic concepts and understanding of the laws that govern local government, and you need to be a trusted steward, because effectively you are doing oversight and you're ensuring that you hold the administration to account. Now, if as mayor you don't understand the basics, how on earth are you going to do that? And we've seen Mayor Ahmed in several of his engagements with the media show a lack of understanding of the basic principles that govern local government. He has no business being in charge of the economic hub of the country. This was a big mistake on the part of all those who installed him, and I hope that sense will prevail on Tuesday as we remove him.
I mean, you touched on a point that I think many are asking was, how did Thapelo Amad become mayor in the first place? And this speaks a lot to the coalition mess that we are seeing, especially here in the city of Johannesburg. It's clearly not working. Politics overrule service delivery and actually getting the work done, and why one is even appointed as the mayor. What do you think is going to be different this time around, should that no motion against Ahmed succeed?
Well, should the motion succeed, then it's upon the opposition parties to install somebody who is capable, who can take the city forward and make up for lost time. We've lost 3 months since he was installed as mayor at the end of January. 3 months is a long time in local government, but with a trusted person at the helm, we can redeem that time. That's what should happen. It's unfortunate, Heidi, we find ourselves in this position. At the end of 2021, when I was elected as mayor, I was elected with a 26% mandate. Now, that was not enough to give us a stable government. We tried to stabilize government by bringing on board other political parties to get us over the line, over the 50% plus one line. And even with those numbers, we did not succeed to hold the coalition together. Now, there were parties in our midst who were continuing with horse trading while they were with us. And that's why we saw the likes of Copes, Colleen Makubele jump over to the eNCA side of things, together with the ATM councillor and so on. And that was the beginning of the downfall, unfortunately, of the multi-party government that was on its way to rebuilding our city. Now, there's chances from time to time to see if we cannot go back and reclaim the seat at the helm of the city and continue with the work of rebuilding and repair. However, there are negotiations, and unfortunately, the horse trading continues. I know that there are negotiations even currently to look at what happens should Mayor Ahmed be ousted on Tuesday. And I'm hoping that political party leaders will find each other and that we can finally stabilize the city.
So I'm going to ask two questions in one. Are you willing to be appointed as mayor again? And what makes you think this time around that things are going to be different? Because you've, of course, been ousted just 3 months ago, as you mentioned. What makes you think this time around you will be able to become mayor again and you can stay in that position? Because as I mentioned, you know, there's a lot of politics at play here, and these coalitions are clearly not working. And quite frankly, Mpho, the city is in a mess, and there was a lot that still needed to be done, even under your mayorship.
True, we never claimed that we could fix the city in the 13 months that we were in office. It was impossible. If you're looking at an infrastructure backlog that was a result of 27 years of neglect, there's no way you can fix it even in one term. But what you need to focus on is the trend or the trajectory that we were on. And I can assure you that we were moving, you know, in a positive trajectory. I can assure you that we were making headway with some of our biggest challenges, including load shedding. Former MMC Michael Son issued a statement about 2 days ago, calling on Mayor Ahmed and his administration to update our residents on our plans to offset load shedding. We had great plans, and we were well on our way to implementing those plans. We saw an extension of our independent power producer program, the request for proposals that was supposed to be closed at the end of Feb. We saw it extended to end of March. It's now end of April. We are yet to get any updates from this administration as to whether or not they're serious about implementing this. On the morning that we were ousted, we announced a 401 million rand plan to offset 3 stages of load shedding. Now, we've had load shedding at its worst since we've had load shedding in this country recently. This should be a topical issue that the current administration is talking about, yet they are silent, they are missing in action, they're not giving hope to our residents, and it doesn't look like they even have a plan, even though we gave it to them on a silver platter. I certainly believe that if we are reinstalled as the administration on Tuesday or after the ousting of the mayor on Tuesday, I believe that it would be fairly easy for us to pick up on those plans and continue to roll them out. I know the city needs it. I know our residents need it. They talk to me all the time. They beg me to come back. Even officials. I was just stopped at a roadblock, and I was asked, please come back. Even officials are frustrated, because how do you work with political leaders who don't understand basic concepts of running a government? Everybody is frustrated. The situation is untenable. Something has got to be done.
So people are asking you to come back. So you're willing to come back as mayor? I'm not sure if I got that answer from you.
Well, if the opportunity arises, of course I will be willing to come back. I'm a resident, first and foremost, of Johannesburg. I'm very concerned about what I see happening in my city. I'm concerned about the effect of having this kind of leadership in our city. I'm concerned about semigration. We're seeing many ratepayers leaving the city, going to other cities. I'm concerned that we are losing our ratepayer base. I'm concerned that in years to come, we will not even have the requisite funding to keep the city going. As a resident of Johannesburg, I don't want to be placed in a situation where I'm forced to move out because the city is simply not livable. I'd like to believe that there's still a chance to salvage our city, and I would like to be a part of that change.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see what comes on Tuesday. Thank you so much for your time. That was Democratic Alliance Joburg caucus leader Mpho Phalatse.